A letter from Einstein was banned for more than half a century, a letter that tears down everything we thought we knew about the greatest genius of the 20th century. Did you know that a single sheet of paper, hidden for over 50 years, holds the secret that connects the mystery of the soul, the existence of God, and the limits of reality? No one, absolutely no one, had told you what you're about to discover now. Imagine the silent room of a forgotten library, the air full of dust and broken promises. There, in the shadows of anonymity, waited a letter written in Einstein's own hand, locked away to protect us, or to control us, from truths too powerful. It wasn't a scientific paper or a lost formula. It was an outpouring, a testament, an intimate confession about the invisible, the secret energy that moved the universe long before science had words for it. Now, think about everything you've been taught about creation, spirituality, the purpose of life. How many times have you been told the universe was designed by a watching God who rewards and punishes, who knows your thoughts and punishes your sins? This common belief, repeated until we are numb to it, has defined the field where your doubts grow and your soul seeks comfort. But what if I told you that all that music you thought came from above never came from the heights, but from a deeper, impersonal, absolute order? In his later years, Einstein didn't just challenge classical physics, he challenged the image of God injected into collective consciousness for centuries. In that letter suppressed for more than half a century, put up for sale on an ordinary afternoon in 2008, in London, Einstein revealed his unique view. He wrote simple but devastating words. The word God is for me nothing more than the expression and product of human weaknesses. The Bible is a collection of venerable, but still primitive, legends. These aren't throwaway lines. They're the final declaration of someone who touched, like almost no one else, the secret frequency of the cosmos. He wasn't an atheist, he wasn't blasphemous. He was a visionary. He saw God as pure energy, an intelligent field that runs through matter, mind, and time. He said we are children lost in a library of infinite languages. We feel there is purpose because order lulls us, even if we never touch the hands of its author. Einstein didn't deny God. He denied the anthropomorphic figure and offered instead the idea of an impersonal, sublime, and unbreakable principle. Now, this vision not only challenges religions, it challenges your perception, your way of anchoring to what you call reality. Think of it this way. If all the energy in the universe is a single melody, you're part of that orchestra, resonating, vibrating, forming an unbreakable bond with everything that exists. The soul isn't an isolated thing, but a reflection of the universal field. Understanding this frees you. You can stop fearing judgment, separation, punishment. Here on this channel, we go beyond the forbidden and give you the keys to reassign your place in the universe. Very few people have brushed these ideas, and even fewer have understood them. Today you're part of that minority. This knowledge was hidden because having it in your hands changes forever the frequency of your inner energy. Make it yours. Share this message and join those who explore, without fear, the secrets of life after death. Remember, if Einstein could challenge his time, you can challenge every border of reality. Are you ready for the next revelation? What you'll discover in the next video might make you question even what you live as reality. Einstein rejected fanaticism and superstition, those ghosts that simplify and chain faith to childish ideas. Yet he couldn't help feeling embraced by the vastness of the cosmos, saying that true religiosity begins exactly where logic stops. For him, the deepest emotion a human can feel isn't a dogma, but the wonder at the sublime order that hums in every corner of the universe. Still, his message was distorted and used by religious leaders and atheists alike, each trying to turn him into a symbol of their own fights. But Einstein didn't want to belong to any cause. His rebellion was to search, relentlessly, for that mystery that touches everything, that invisible musician whose melody holds the symphony of the cosmos. To understand the heart of his beliefs about God, we have to travel back a century before him, to a brave and silenced philosopher, Baruch Spinoza. Spinoza was a pioneer who challenged the very structure of religious thought. He broke the deepest taboo by claiming that God is not an external, separate, watchful being, but that God is the world itself, the total substance expressed in every leaf, every star, every thought that crosses your mind. This idea, which might stir something inside you today, struck Einstein deeply when he found it in his youth. He wasn't a mere reader, he was an initiate, and he recognized in Spinoza a courage and serenity that would mark him forever. Einstein admitted that Spinoza was his greatest philosophical influence, adopting that God without human emotions, without punishments or rewards, but full of order, intelligence, and mathematical beauty that goes beyond common understanding. For him, the laws of the universe were the direct manifestation of that divinity. In his words, if there is a divinity, it reveals itself in the lawful harmony of the world. The deep truths of that misunderstood philosopher translated into a spirituality without temples or rituals, a silent reverence for the eternal logic that governs all things. But this view was and remains revolutionary, uncomfortable for many. Spinoza was accused of heresy, Einstein of being contradictory. Yet perhaps both were pointing to the same hidden truth. The true face of God doesn't live in churches or sacred books, but in the invisible laws that hold the structure of everything that exists. For Einstein, authentic religion was born from wonder, that mystical experience that arises when you look up and lose yourself in a starry sky. It's a shiver, a deep intuition that something immense, silent, and eternal surrounds you and transcends your understanding. He called that feeling cosmic religion. There are no dogmas, no images, no temples. Just a wordless spiritual bond, a huge devotion to the mystery you feel but can't explain or prove scientifically. Einstein saw great geniuses like Kepler, Newton, or Galileo as more than scientists. He considered them religious men in the higher sense, because in seeking the laws of the universe they were praying without raising their hands. His famous line, "Science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind," sums up this sacred link between knowledge and mystery. Despite all this, his message was misunderstood. They called him mystic or heretic, but he stood firm. He knew well that God and religion are words loaded with human interpretations. For him, sacredness was found in the mathematical harmony that beats behind every galaxy, every atom, every law. Every time he solved an equation, Einstein felt he was getting a little closer to that invisible mystery, that eternal presence. In the last years of his life, his thinking grew even deeper and more human. He didn't just meditate on physics and galaxies, but on the invisible bond that unites humanity and can save us or destroy us. In a letter to a colleague's daughter, far from formulas, he spoke of the power no science has yet been able to approach with precision: love. Einstein wrote that there exists a force far more powerful than energy and gravity. A force that embraces everything, that multiplies and gives meaning to life. That force is love. Yes, the same person who unraveled secrets of the cosmos and questioned the existence of a personal God declared that love is the only energy capable of healing the world. Love is light because it illuminates both giver and receiver. It's gravity because it attracts and unites souls. It's power because it multiplies the best in us. It's the energy we haven't yet learned to fully control, but it holds everything, invisibly. In the midst of the vast mystery, Einstein left us an open door to understand that science and spirituality aren't rivals, but parallel paths that converge at the universal heart of love. This knowledge, guarded carefully for decades, is now your chance to look at the universe with new eyes, to feel that subtle melody not everyone hears and that Einstein tried to decode. What follows isn't just theory, it's an invitation to transform your energy and your soul with an understanding that few possess. Are you ready to open that door? In the next meeting, you'll discover the mystery that connects the human soul with cosmic energy, and how that connection can change the reality you live. There exists a force so deep and powerful that humanity has chosen to ignore it, and Albert Einstein revealed it as key to our survival. It isn't a theory or a physical phenomenon, but an energy that terrifies because it transforms everything in its path: love. Einstein warned that if we want our species to endure, if we long to find meaning in this vast mystery called life, we must put love at the heart of our existence. This is not a poetic metaphor, but a vital urgency. The only bomb capable of saving us isn't one that brings destruction, but an explosion of compassion and unity that replaces the hatred, greed, and indifference eating away our planet. That was his final formula, not expressed in numbers or complicated symbols, but in words only the soul can understand. Throughout his life, Einstein challenged many conventions, but perhaps the most dazzling was his break with the common perception of time. For him, that line that divides past, present, and future is barely a persistent illusion, a shadow created by our limited mind. This revelation was recorded in a letter written with deep serenity in 1955, after the death of his friend Michel Besso, an Italian engineer very close to him. Einstein wrote to Besso's widow something that moved everyone who values eternity. For us convinced physicists, the distinction between past, present, and future is only an illusion, even if a stubborn one. This sentence, seemingly cold and distant, is actually one of the most beautiful and consoling statements about the concept of eternity ever written. Einstein didn't speak from pain, but from the deep certainty that nothing and no one really disappears. In his view, the universe is an eternal whole. Every particle, every moment, every life is connected by invisible threads and sacred laws. Even if our bodies change or vanish, the energy we were never dies. It keeps vibrating in the infinite melody of the cosmos. We are part of a whole we call the universe, but we perceive ourselves as separate individuals. That separation, however, is just an illusion created by our senses and thoughts. Einstein didn't believe in the heaven promised by many religions, nor in an afterlife as usually imagined. What he did accept was something much deeper and more mysterious, the eternity of being. A state where the love we gave, the ideas we planted and the energy we released don't disappear, but continuously transform. Dying isn't going out, it's changing form, like light that stops being visible but keeps traveling through the immensity of space. Despite his skepticism toward religious dogmas, Einstein never stopped asking about the origin of everything. That question that shakes mind and soul. Where does all this mystery of the cosmos come from? Throughout his life, he studied the laws that govern reality, relativity, energy, space, and time. But even his brilliant mind couldn't find a definitive answer to what existed before the universe. How did something arise from nothing? According to his own theory, the universe had a beginning, an instant when time, space, and energy were born together. That concept brought Einstein closer to the deepest intuitions of the great spiritual traditions, which speak of an origin that defies all rational explanation. If there was a beginning, what caused it? Was it a random explosion or a cosmic intelligence that designed perfect laws and let them unfold? Although Einstein never stated it definitively, he pointed out something fundamental. The universe is ordered with such perfection that denying the existence of a superior mind behind that order would, to him, be dishonest. He didn't believe in a God who answers prayers from a celestial throne, but he did believe in a universal intelligence, a supreme logic that set the cosmos in motion. That superior mind, as he put it, revealed an order and harmony that would have been unthinkable by chance. Einstein expressed with conviction that the laws of the universe weren't invented by humans, but discovered, which implies that someone, somewhere, conceived them first. So the man who spent his life deciphering matter ended up recognizing the value of the immaterial, the intangible force that holds every particle, every star, at every moment in time. He didn't have all the answers, but he left a valuable legacy, the possibility that everything we experience is the organized echo of a divine thought, a precise vibration in the vast field of existence. In his final days, Einstein didn't write to win awards or prove theories, but for all of humanity. He knew that science, with its unlimited power, could change the world but also destroy it if we lacked consciousness and compassion. He had witnessed the devastation of 2 world wars, the invention of the atomic bomb, the intolerance and hatred that still threaten life. That's why, in his later years, he issued a clear and urgent warning. We have unleashed immense energies, but we remain trapped in our selfishness. He proposed something that seemed utopian, but today sounds essential. Only by putting compassion and love at the center of our existence can we save ourselves from ourselves. Because they are draining your energy at this very moment, and there are only ways to block that leakage if you recognize the force Einstein discovered and wanted to share. This forbidden truth, as powerful as it is ignored, is your key to entering a space of transformation. Raise your vibration, heal the soul and reconnect with the universal field. The question that hangs in the air is this: if everything is connected, if we are part of a perfect order, what hidden paths will bring you closer to that energy that sustains the cosmos? What frequency should you tune into to align your soul with the invisible music Einstein searched for his whole life? We'll explore it in the next video. Imagine a bomb unlike any you know, an explosion capable not of destroying but of awakening the sleeping consciousness, of uniting peoples and hearts, of disarming the greed that consumes the world's soul. That bomb, Einstein wrote, is inside you. You're a generator of love, and when this energy is released en masse, the whole world will transform. He wasn't talking about religions or politics. His message was much deeper, an inner revolution. The only salvation for human civilization, he believed, lies in intelligent love, in conscious empathy and in using knowledge with a clear, elevated purpose. Science and spirit aren't opposites, but 2 paths that must converge to heal a fragmented reality. And in his final words, recorded in time like a prophetic warning, an echo still shakes us. I do not know how World War III will be fought, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. It was an urgent call to wake up, a sign that if we don't change course, our future will be much more primitive, much darker. Einstein, more than the genius of equations, was a bridge between the visible and the invisible, a messenger who reminded us that we are part of the universe and that our most authentic belonging is to build a world where science walks hand in hand with wisdom. Where love isn't a mere feeling or a luxury, but a deep commitment, a sacred responsibility. We'll never know for sure what thoughts crossed Einstein's mind in his last moments, but his legacy is clear and vibrant. Love is the most powerful force that exists. Call it God, energy, consciousness, or cosmic logic. What matters is what you do with that spark inside you. I want to ask you now, do you believe the universe has a purpose? Do you think love could be the key to save us as a species? Or are we just lost stardust without direction? If this message touched something in you, leave your reflection, because these words aren't meant to stay silent, but to spread, to connect souls. And if you feel someone else needs to hear this today, share this message. Sometimes, a simple gesture can ignite a light in a heart that's searching for it. Subscribe and get ready, because there are still secrets kept, forbidden letters time hasn't yet allowed to reveal. Thanks for joining this search, for opening your mind and your soul, and for continuing to dance to the rhythm of that invisible musician who moves everything in this mysterious universe. Are you ready to discover what other enigmas hide in the shadows? The next chapter is just beginning.